Today's video is brought to you by Assiniboine Downs Gaming and Event Center. And be sure to tune in to Trust the Profits Live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday Night Lights, hosted by Matthew DeSantis.
It's Saratoga season, and we are diving headfirst into the opening feature on today's episode of the Pedigree Puzzle. The 2023 Saratoga meet begins on Thursday, and the opening day feature is the Schuylerville Stakes for 2-year-old fillies. There are 11 fillies entered in this 6-furlong event, and while it's been a while since the Schuylerville has had an impact on the Eclipse Awards, in the past, this historic race has been won by champions such as Meadow Star, Countess Diana, and Golden Attraction. This year's edition includes Astoria Stakes winner Closing Act, that race's runner-up Union Suit, 8 fillies coming in off of debut wins, and a first-time starter for trainer Gary Contessa. Today, I want to go horse by horse and talk about the credentials and, of course, the pedigrees of each of these promising 2-year-old fillies. Carmelina will be breaking from the rail. She's from the first crop of Maximus Mischief and out of the St. Avril mare Complete Saint. Complete Saint did not race at 2, but was a stakes winner going a mile and 16th on the turf at Laurel Park in her career. Carmelina, who sold for $44,000 as a weanling in the Fasig-Tipton Mid-Atlantic December mixed sale, is her first foal to race. She won impressively by 5 lengths on debut, going gate to wire in a maiden special weight at Parks at 4.5 furlongs for trainer Robert Reed Jr., and should be a pace factor in here again, breaking from the rail. Carmelina's second dam, the Polish numbers mare Complete Number, was multiple stakes placed on both dirt and turf, and was the dam of a stakes-winning hurdler by Kazin in addition to Complete Street. So it seems like there's a chance this filly could have some chance on turf in the future. There have been 2 stakes winners and 33 starters bred on the cross of Into Mischief with St. Avril's sire St. Bellato. That 6.06% is slightly lower than Into Mischief's strike rate of stakes winners overall. But there are 3 stakes winners and just 11 starters with Into Mischief on top and Polish numbers on the bottom, which is 27.3%. Next is the first-time starter, Becky's Joker for trainer Gary Contessa. She put in a pretty fast work going 34.88 over the main track at Saratoga in her most recent prep for this race, and was a $130,000 Keeneland November weanling, but was a $50,000 RNA at Keeneland September the following year. She's by Practical Joke and is the first foal to race out of the unraced elusive quality mare Becky's Best. Becky's Best was out of Vertical Vision, a Pollard's Vision mare who was a 2-time stakes-winning juvenile at Prairie Meadows. Vertical Vision is also the dam of the multiple graded stakes winner Vertical Oak, a talented sprinter by Giant Oak whose biggest career victory came at Saratoga in the Grade 2 Prioress Stakes. The cross of Into Mischief over elusive quality has produced only a single stakes winner in 54 starters, which is 1.9%, and none of the 4 starters by Into Mischief and his sons and out of mares carrying Pollard's Vision are stakes winners. Although that cross does create some very distant line breeding to their shared female family 23B, but their most recent common ancestor is the mare Gallopade, who was born in 1828 and is the tail female ancestor of both Into Mischief and Pollard's Vision. Overall, I don't really see this filly becoming the second stakes winner for the Into Mischief elusive quality cross in this spot. Next is Union Suit. She broke her maiden on debut at Indiana Grand and, like many in here, led the whole way, before being transferred to trainer Graham Motion. It seems that Eclipse Thoroughbreds and Madaket Stables bought into this filly off of that effort, although the original owner Highland Thoroughbreds still retained some ownership interest. She finished second to Closing Act in the Astoria in her first start for her new trader, leading until the stretch run before ceding to the winner. Union Suit is by Union Rags and out of the Verrazano mare Ojai. She was a $9,000 short yearling at Keeneland January last year, and is the first foal out of her unraced dam, who was a half-sister to a stakes winner and 2 stakes-placed winners. Her third dam, Debonair Dancer, was a multiple stakes winner who produced 3 stakes winners as a broodmare. None of the 12 starters by Union Rags and out of mares carrying Verrazano's sire More Than Ready are stakes winners. Status Seeker was a winner on debut at Belmont Park by half a length and showed good determination to run down Permed, filly who would return to finish second again last week behind the impressive winner She's Fire. Status Seeker certainly is not without a shot today and could improve second time out for trainer Rudy Rodriguez. The Daughter of Upstart was an $85,000 Keeneland September yearling, but sold for just $45,000 at OBS March this year. Her dam, Casual Cocktail, was a 2-time winner by Magna Graduate out of the Speightstown mare Pina Colada, who also produced the multiple stakes place winner Rum Go by Mizzenmast. The cross of Upstart over Magna Graduate creates inbreeding to the half-brothers AP Indian honor grades. This cross is found in 5 stakes winners, 5.2% of starters, including graded stakes winners St. Joe Bay, Signalman, and Mad Flatter. The version of this cross that is flatter over honor grades has produced 2 stakes winners in 11 starters, 18.2%. There are no stakes winners and 11 starters bred on the flatter Speightstown cross. A 3-length winner on debut at Ellis Park for trainer Dwayne Lucas, a trainer who isn't known for winning first out. Saratoga Secret was a $200,000 Saratoga August yearling. She's a daughter of Arrogate, a sire who isn't known for siring precocity, and is the first foal out of the unraced Fort Larned mare Sister. Sister was out of the lengthier mare Langara Lass, the dam of 3 stakes winners, including Kentucky Derby winner runner-up Lookin' at Lee and Peter Pan Stakes winner Blended Citizen. The cross of Arrogate sire Unbridled Song over Fort Larned sire E. Dubai has not produced a stakes winner in 21 starters, but this immediate family has had success with the Unbridled Song sire line. Multiple stakes winner Maniwa is by a son of Unbridled Song and out of a daughter of Langara Lass. The Unbridled Song lengthier cross has produced 7.5% stakes winners in 67 starters. As a member of Bruce Lowe family 3E, she comes from the same mitochondrial haplotype as Dwayne Lucas's Kentucky Oaks winner by Arrogate, Secret Oath, which is also the mitochondrial haplotype carried by Arrogate's dam sire Distorted Humor. So perhaps there is some nuclear DNA in Arrogate from Distorted Humor that combines well when returning to Distorted Humor's mitochondrial family. Closing act is a daughter of Munnings out of the stakes-placed Master Command Mare Evening Show. She has the distinction of being the only horse in this race with multiple victories, both of which came from off the pace, a skill that can really be a difference maker in these 2-year-old races. Crossing Munnings with the daughter of Master Command creates inbreeding to the full sisters La Guerriere and Lady Lochinvar. Both are by Lord of War and out of the Secretariat mare Lady Winborn. This is the only stakes winner in 4 starters carrying both stallions, though Munnings has also produced multiple Grade 1 winner I'm a Chatterbox out of a mare by Lost Soldier, half-brother to La Guerriere and Lady Lochinvar. I love the inbreeding here to La Trienne's Family 1X, and although her buyer figures in her last 2 races came back slow, and it looks like she'll need to run faster against this field, I expect her to put in a good performance as the only multiple winner in this group. Wine on Tap is the morning line favorite in here, and deservedly so. By Tappet and out of the quality road mare Princess La Quinta, Wine on Tap was a $600,000 Book 1 Keeneland September yearling who won by 3 lengths on debut for trainer Todd Pletcher and owner MKW Racing. Her dam was a graded stakes winner in the Arlington Matron Stakes and a half-sister to 2 stakes placed winners. Her third dam, Jump with Joy, was a stakes winner who produced 2 stakes winners and 3 stakes placed winners among her 11 foals. There have only been 5 starters bred on the Tappet Quality Road Cross, of which none are stakes winners. And the cross of Tappet over Wine on Tap's second dam sire Tabasco Cat did produce Grade 1 Del Mar debutante winner Tella Kelly, but no stakes winners in the 31 starters since January of 2011. Kiss for Luck is a homebred for Swilken Stables, who had the rare distinction of being a debut winner for her sire Accelerate, who gets only 8% winners from first-time starters. She rushed up to take the lead after breaking a step slow in a Parks Maiden special weight, and won by a length and 3/4 of the odd-on favorite. She's the second entry in this race for trainer Robert Reed Jr., who also trains Carmelina. Her dam, Vera Amor, was a 2-time winner at 2, who was graded stakes placed at 3 in the Grade 3 Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. As a broodmare, Vera Amor has been excellent, especially with 2-year-olds. She's the dam of 2020 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner and Eclipse champion 2-year-old filly Vequist, as well as Sorority Stakes winner Vidario by Daredevil and Mainstay by Astern, who was second in this race in 2021. Vera Amor's success as a broodmare could be due in part to her being inbred 3x4 to the Great Broodmare Weekend Surprise, the dam of her paternal grandsire AP Indy and her second dam sire Summer Squall. She's also line-bred to Family 1X via her sire Mineshaft and third dam sire Private Account. Crossing her with Accelerate brings in 2 additional sources of that Family 1X. Looking at Lucky's dam sire Belong to Me, and Accelerate's second dam sire Eastern Echo. Looking at Lucky as graded stakes winner looking for 8 in 7 starters out of mares carrying Mineshaft, 14.3%. This is certainly the most intriguing pedigree in the field, but her debut race looks to be a lot slower than any of the others in here, and the horses she beat that day were both defeated by Carmelina in their next start, so I have a hard time seeing her get the job done today. Dancing Diana is a daughter of Volta Oro who sold for $100,000 at the Fasig-Tipton Mid-Atlantic Eastern Fall yearling sale last year. She's the first foal out of her dam O Scatty O by Scat Daddy. She was a winner by 7.5 lengths at Delaware Park on debut for trainer James Lawrence II. It was just a four-horse field, and the favorite did have some trouble out of the gate, but there's no denying she was much the best in that front-running victory. Brisnet has her debut win as the fastest race from this group, which is certainly worth noting, but the competition does get a bit deeper today. Boltoro has already produced Grade 3 with Anticipation Stakes winner Boppy O out of a mare by Scat Daddy, which is 20% of just 5 starters on the cross. And the Medaglia d'Oro Scat Daddy Cross has produced 10% stakes winners in 20 starters overall. This is a pedigree that suggests the possibility of turf in her future, as both of her dam's wins came on turf, and her second dam was a turf stakes placed daughter of Dynaformer. Notably, Boppy O's third dam was by Dynaformer, making this filly bred very similarly to that graded stakes winner. Mila Junes will be breaking from post position 10 in here, and this Kent Sweezy trainee was a winner by half a length in her debut over a wet fast track at Monmouth Park, where she was bumped at the start but closed well to win at odds of over 54-1. By Tapiture and out of the overanalyzed mare Over the Rocks, she sold for $22,000 at the Fasig-Tipton Kentucky Fall Yearling Sale. She's the first foal out of her unraced dam, who herself was a half-sister to multiple stakes winner Athena by Street Sense. Though her second dam by Rock of Gibraltar was unraced, she was a half-sister to Grade 1 Carter Handicap winner Peeping Tom, and all of her foals to race have been winners. The cross of Tappet over Overanalyze's sire Dixie Union has produced 6.8% stakes winners in 74 starters, including Grade 1 winner Pauling's Pearl. It's notable that 3 of these 5 stakes winners were full brothers Mohamed, Kingly, and Enforceable. None of the 10 stakes winners with Tappet on top and Rock of Gibraltar on the bottom are stakes winners. Mila Junes looks to have some ability, and perhaps the depth of that debut race can be measured a bit earlier in the card when Lady Blitz runs in the second race on Thursday at Saratoga. And at 30-1, I don't think she's without a shot, especially if enough of these other fillies go to the lead early. But she's tough to see as a real win contender in here. The final horse in the field is Sugar Treat, by freshman sire Enticed and out of the Warfront mare Brown Glaze. She was a $120,000 OBS March purchase who won her debut on the synthetic at Gulfstream Park for trainer Mark Cassie. She overcame some trouble to win that day, and the runner-up came back to break her maiden next time out, so there's plenty to like about that debut effort. The dirt will be a major question here, of course, but her pedigree suggests it shouldn't be an issue. And while Mark Cassie has only won for his last 27, switching from all-weather to dirt, his runners have hit the board in 1/3 of those starts, and this really does have some nice dirt works prior to that debut. There's also plenty to like about the pedigree here for Sugar Treat. There's definitely precocity here. She's a half-sister to 2 graded stakes place horses, Absolute Grit by Cantharos, who was twice stakes placed as a 2-year-old and then finished 3rd in the Smile Sprint Handicap at age 5, and Bet on Mookie by Uncaptured, who was 3rd in the Grade 3 Best Pal Stakes as a 2-year-old. Her dam was a half-sister to 2-year-old stakes winner Lotta Costa by Cat Thief, graded stakes placed juvenile Lucky Livy by Mr. Greeley, and stakes placed Madrone by Donerail Court. There has been only 1 stakes winner in 25 starters, 4%, bred on the cross of Medaglia d'Oro over Warfront, and 1 stakes winner in 40 starters, just 2.5%, bred on the cross of Medaglia d'Oro over Sugar Treat's second dam sire Copilon. So there's a little bit to overcome there as far as precedent for this pedigree working out, but looking at how good that female family is on the bottom, especially with juveniles, I think you really have to like the pedigree here on Sugar Treat for this race especially. So having looked at the pedigrees and past performances of these fillies, who figures to come out on top in this race? I know Echo-based figures really aren't anybody's favorite speed figures, but they have a really pretty graphic. So let's take a quick look at the best figure from each horse in this field. Clearly, Closing Act has the advantage here based on Echo-based speed figures. Her 80 on debut ties for highest in the field, and the 84 she got in the Astoria is the highest of everyone in here. She's proven that she can win from off the pace, and with 4 confirmed frontrunners in the field, not to mention 2 horses who came from just off the pace in their debut, that should be an advantage for her. However, there is not clear consensus when it comes to who is coming out of the fastest race in here. In fact, most other systems have rated the Astoria as a fairly slow race. She got a 53 Beyer and a 72 Brisnet speed figure in that race. Here's a chart of the highest speed figures for each horse, looking at Equibase, Brisnet, Beyer, and Thorough Manager speed figures. And of course, they are on slightly different scales, but in each case, the higher the number, the better. And you can see that the only real consistencies here are that Kiss for Luck is coming out of the slowest race by a little bit based on Equibase and Brisnet, and by quite a lot based on Beyer and Thorough Manager. And that Wine on Tap is coming out of one of the fastest races. According to Brisnet, Dancing Diana and Carmelina ran the fastest debut races, earning an 84 and 82 respectively. And despite her coming from off the pace in the Astoria, Brisnet also shows that Closing Act has the highest early pace last race and one of the lowest late pace figures, which I find pretty interesting in here. According to Beyer, Wine on Tap's debut figure of 76 is the fastest, with Carmelina's 70 being the second fastest, and Dancing Diana's 66 being third fastest. Throw Manager, interestingly, has Mila Junes' debut rated an 81, better than even the 80 given to Wine Tap. So clearly, depending on which set of figures you find most reliable, there are definitely different ways you can interpret this group of fillies. For me, I'm usually pretty partial to Beyer figures, but seeing how all over the place these figures are and knowing that massive improvement is possible from any of these horses in a spot like this, I'm going with a horse that I think is most likely to take a step forward today while still offering a little bit of value on top, and that's Saratoga Secret. She's by a stallion who doesn't get many first out winners, from a barn that doesn't get many first out winners, and that suggests to me that she won her debut on Raw Talent and could be another really nice Arrogate filly for Dwayne Lucas. Morning line favorite Wine on Tap obviously makes logical sense, and no matter which speed figures you look at, she's coming out of one of the fastest races, and she's also coming from Todd Pletcher's barn, and they're always ready to roll with some talented 2-year-olds at this meet. But I don't think she's the kind of horse you can really rely on in a race like this, so I'll give a slight edge to the second choice on the morning line. As far as a bit of value, I think that Sugar Treat could be value if people get scared off by that synthetic form. And I also find Status Seeker to be pretty interesting in here. I really liked the grit she showed in debut, and she has the fastest Brisnet late pace figure in the field, so she should be running late. She definitely needs to show improvement. Her figures don't quite match up with the rest of these, but I do think there's reason to believe she has that step forward in her. And of course, if Closing Act wins, it'll be as simple as the horse who already has 2 wins in the race. But the slow late pace figure is really what scares me off of her even more than the slow buyers for her. So I hope this look at the Schuylerville Stakes was helpful in your handicapping. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for all of the great coverage we have coming up of Saratoga and all the fantastic summer racing across the country and around the world. Thanks.